Welcome to the handover video of the AutoSleeper Kemertom XL. Start walking around the outside first of all. So fuel is in this side, so passenger side. So diesel goes in the top. This vehicle's got AdBlue. When it's running low, it will tell you in the dashboard it's running low. Before it runs out to zero, you do need to top it up, otherwise the vehicle will not let you go any further. If I open the passenger door, so toolkit, so jack and tools etc. are in here. Bonnet release is there. This vehicle is also equipped with air suspension, so it's just simple normal tyre vibes that's on there. A foot pump or one of the little compressors would pressurise it. Should be somewhere within the green. The higher the number, up to 3 bar, is the firmer the suspension, the lower the softer it is. Bonnet release is in the centre of the bonnet, just underneath the centre there. Catch locates up there in the red bit and will lock in place. The windscreen wash is up here. This comes off to give you better access to it. The other fluids there is for your coolant system, hydraulics. Engine oil goes in there if you need to, and dipstick is right down the bottom. If you do need to jump start the van or help somebody else with jump starting the van, that flap lifts up there with the key. That's the blade, that's the positive connection. The negative connection is there. So you put the positive on one side and negative on there. This has got an LPG underslung tank, so it's just a case of push it in, twist it, that'll come out completely. It's got a bayonet on it, which you put it on, twist it, and then put the lever. It's a good idea to watch a video of somebody actually chopping one up. It makes more sense to see it. Just secures on there. A freshwater fill intake is just there, which unlocks with a key. You've also got the wheel system here, so if you've got one of these roller systems where you can bring water to the vehicle, you can pump it in, goes in there, and there's a 12 volt supply on a block system that will pump water into the vehicle. Next one along is just satellite system, so you could plug in a satellite receiver dish into there. Exhaust system for the boiler. This one's quite low down, but we do say to people anyway, don't be tempted to hang things on it, dry things on it. That is the exhaust system for the boiler and can get quite hot. Your 240 volt plug-in, we always say to people to plug the van in first, then switch it on at the point. We've also got drain down points underneath the van here. So I'll pull them down so you can see. So on a little clip. So grey is for the grey water, so for waste. Blue is for fresh water. Both will clip back up. On the rear doors, open it up. Location of the standalone table is there. There is another table inside. Open up second door. This is your cassette toilet. So there's a blade inside. So to open the blade, make sure the lever's across in the shut position. To open it, it's that. Close it again to take the cassette toilet out. There is a light on there which will show you when it is full, but it's just good practice just to empty it on a regular basis. There is a lock in there, but I haven't locked it just now. Just push and unlocks it. The chemicals, there's a level there to show the pink chemicals for the toilet flush. To top it up, it's just there. Undo the cap and top it up in there. It'll always look full, just keep pouring it in and you'll see the level come up on there. To drain it, just pull the tube out, the top is open, you can put your finger on it, put something suitable to catch it in there, and then just put it back up. To remove the cassette, lift the green handle underneath. If you feel any resistance when you try to pull it out, check that the lever is across on the toilet itself. Pull it out, you handle on it. Got a handle to take it and drag it with wheels along if you want to. Undo the cap, release it, let air behind it with that button there, so empty it all out, flush it out, put a measure of the chemicals in the cap, pour it in, give it a rinse out, to locate it back in again, just the same thing in reverse. It will go in till you get a positive click. Location of the awning handle is also located to the rear of the vehicle. It's hidden away there, just so you know where it is. Rear of the vehicle on the passenger side, we've got an external barbecue point, so LPG outlet on there. We've got the vents for the fridge is there. Going forward and opening the habitation door, we've got a power socket for outside there. We've got the step, which is there. Press that, it will come out. We've also got some light switches here. To power on the main panel, just touch it. It will come to life. Always the top left, so that will bring on the main power, so that's the 12 volt supply. It's on just now by default. The switch lights on outside and inside, but inside you'll still need to touch points to put lights on. Let's put a couple on so you can see. I'll work down and across. So to put on the water pump, press that. That's the water pump now active. When you open the tap, that's it, it will feed it. It's always a good idea to switch the water pump off when you're not using it, or away from the vehicle, or at night time. Next one down is they both do the same thing, just in different ways round. If I press that, it will show the water level in the vehicle. So it's saying we've got 25% fresh water. We've been testing it a little bit, so it's also got 25% wastewater or grey water. If I press that button, it will show you the leisure battery, the vehicle battery, the battery current light going out. Mains, we're on mains just now, so it's showing it, and it's also the solar power coming in. If I press that, it just takes us back to home screen. That is for the awning light outside, that's for the lights inside. If I press that button, it changes where the power is coming from, so it's using the vehicle battery to power the 12 volt system. If I press it again, it's using the leisure battery. If I press the settings button on it, so again it's showing the active battery is leisure battery. You can switch it to vehicle, or you can put it to smart. When it's on smart, it will use the leisure battery first. If the leisure battery goes low, switch it to vehicle, but we just recommend that you have it on leisure battery first, switch it manually, then you know you've switched it to manual. Solar power, so it's where the solar power is feeding. Again, it's feeding the leisure battery first of all. You could source it to vehicle battery or do it to smart, and it will do vehicle battery then leisure battery. On this side, we've got auto tank fill. We've got tank heaters, so you've got wastewater, you've got your fresh water. If it's cold weather, you can switch them on just to make sure you're not freezing the tanks. On the Truma system, always make sure you put on your main panel first, then switch on your Truma panel. When you're switching it off, do it the other way around. Anything above the line is anything you've asked it to do or anything you've actioned. First one it's flashing is the vehicle or the habitation side itself, so that's for heating. So we press that, it's off just now. If I set temperature, let's set it at 22. Press that, it's now flashing there to say heat is what you've asked for, and it's flashing to say it's in the habitation side for the water, if it is the heating, sorry. If I press go across to water, next symbol along, press that, it's off. I can turn that on as well. You've got eco, you've got hot, and you've got boost. So we'll put it at hot, press that. That will also bring on the heating and the hot water. Next one across is where the energy is coming from, energy source if you like. So we've got mix 2, which uses gas and electric. I'll go back to the first setting, so gas is gas only. Next one is mix 1, we'll mix electric and gas at lower setting. Next one is mix 2, which will mix the gas and electric at 1800 watts. Next one is electric 1, which will draw from where you're plugged into 240 volt with the site, will draw 900 watts. Electric 2 will draw 1800 watts. So let's just leave it on there. Next one across is fan. So it's on eco just now, so to run quiet, you can put it on high and you can also put it on boost. Just go back one step. Next one down is there to set timers, so you can start and stop it. Next one across is just for settings, so you can go in and set the time on the clock. Next one across is settings itself, so press that. You've got options on it. One would show people motion, set temperature, centigrade, Fahrenheit, that kind of thing. Brightness of the panel, 12 or 24 hour, language, index. The last one is reset. If you have got a problem with it and you've tried everything else, what you could do is go to reset, press it and it will reset the system. Just come all the way back to the beginning, is there. That symbol is just showing it plugged into 240 volt at the moment, just so if that's showing, you've got 240 supply. So this is under the bench seat, behind the driver's seat. So fuses are at the front, so they're in there, location wise. If we travel back, a leisure battery is housed in there. We also have the frost protection valve beside the boiler. Its little toggle should be across it. If it detects low temperature, as in frost, it would open, it would spring that way, and that little button would pop out. To reset it, just put it across the way again and press the button. Equally so, for winter drain down, what you do is do that, and that would drain the boiler. That would just reset it, pressing the button. Located underneath the sink, so in the cupboard under the sink, is what we call a sergeant unit, or your power unit. So that should be on when it's live all the time. On this side we have fuses, and on this side we have your RCD trips. They should all be up. You can also test it as well, but they should all be in up position. Gas supply taps or isolation valves are underneath the oven in the grill, so in the cupboard under there. They're open at the moment, so they're on at the moment. If you turn them vertically, that's them switched off across the pipe. So that's them active across the way. Fridge is on at the moment, so I have switched it on and it's at auto. A means auto. When it's at auto setting, it will take it from the best energy source. So we're plugged into 240 volt at the moment, so it's taking it from electricity, so it's taking it from there. If I press that button, it will change where it's coming from. So it's still plugged into 240, but I've told it manual. If the engine was running, it would be using the alternator to power the fridge. If I press it again, it's using gas. If I leave it at that, it will use the gas to supply energy to the fridge and cool it down. I'll put it back to auto. Also, your temperature setting is there, so every time you press that, it will change the temperature setting on the fridge. To switch it off, just press that, hold it, and it will go off. 3-ring hob. To turn the gas is on at the moment, so to turn it on, just push it in. The igniter is there. The 12 volt supply needs to be on for the igniter to work. Turn that, push the igniter, hold it for a second. That will leave it lit. So all three will work the same. For the oven, 2 different settings on it. So to turn it to the left for the oven, press that, it will ignite it. Again, hold it a second, and then you can release. Turn it off is there. The other way around is turn it to the right, push it in, turn it to the right, ignite it. Hold it a second, and it will stay lit. You need to keep the door open to operate the grill, but you've also got a heat deflector to protect the controls. There is no safety cutout when you go to shut the lid, so when you turn the gas off, make sure it's all cooled, give it some time to cool down before shutting the lid. So if you shut the lid and the heat builds up in it, it can shatter. We have radio up here. We have your fan controls here, so fan speed would be round the bottom there. Temperature control would be at the top with that dot there telling you what the temperature is, hotter or colder. We have cab aircon, so when you press that and that light is lit, you've got cab air conditioning on it. This is where the airflow is coming out from. So in that dot there, you can show where the airflow is coming out from. You can also take the air from outside or take it from inside, so you can recircle the air inside the vehicle instead of taking cold air from outside. Warning light here, just for passenger airbag. Heated mirrors. We have no rear screen in this because it's a leisure vehicle. To lock the vehicle, so when you're inside the vehicle, to lock it without setting the alarm system on it, is just on there, or the mobiliser. Hazards, and we have driver assist. 6-speed manual gearbox. Reverse is lift the collar and it's across and forward. Indicators on the left. Lights also on that stock. We have cruise control on this side on a separate stock. Wipers on the stock on the right. And we've got some audio controls on the steering wheel too. In the centre console below the radio and below the switchgear, we have a USB input. It can be used for music input, or it can be used to charge a mobile device. We hope you enjoy your Kemertom XL and many adventures in it, and I have lots of miles with lots of smiles. If you need any help, don't hesitate to give us a call.